To the moon and back, we had a love like that. Why do I feel like that's slowly fading?
Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a get ready with me where I do my skincare routine and also my makeup routine. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, my name is Marlene and I do videos and vlogs about luxury fashion, handbags and shoes. And now quite recently my life in Paris. So if that's something you like, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the notification bell so don't miss any of my future videos. So this is me from the future. I didn't plan for the get ready with me to be so long, and when I put together the clips it was way too long, so therefore I need to have the get ready with me and the vlog for themselves. So therefore I'm filming this for you guys. Enjoy the get ready with me. Hello guys, so today it is Tuesday and I'm going to do my makeup and skincare routine on camera with you guys, so you guys get to see what I use every day. So now I just have cleansed my skin. I'm using the Dior Prestige Glamouse. I have been using this for I think 1.5 years now, and I use it in the morning and sometimes in the evening if I'm not wearing makeup. If I'm wearing makeup I use some other cleansers that I'm going to show you in another skincare routine. But yeah, I use this one. It is almost empty, so I have to rebuy it very soon. But now, as it is now, I have just cleansed and I have no makeup on, and yeah. And this is quite new to me. I never show my face without makeup, on camera at least. So here is what my skin looks like when I'm without makeup. I'm very lucky with my skin. I don't have any acne, and if I get it, I get one pimple here or there whenever I'm stressed. But other than that, I don't have any big issues with my skin, other than I have a oily T-zone. I get very oily here and on my nose, and also a little bit here. And in the rest of my face, I'm quite dry. So I have a combination skin, and after my cleanser I always use my mist. This is the Hydra Life Fresh Sorbet Water Mist, and this I use it for the serum to be even more effective on my skin, because if you are applying serum on a skin that's dry, then the serum will not pull into your skin that much. And also I use it over makeup. I have also tried the Chanel mist, and I have to say that I maybe like that one more, especially in the summertime, because it is more refreshing and it is more cold. This one is just hydrating, but what I basically do is just doing this. I use a lot of this because I really like the feeling. I think you can also use a couple of sprays, but I'm using more because I like it. So that's the first step, and it looks like this. When I was in Oslo last time, I intended to buy the Prestige toner. This is the Capture Total, and the reason for that is because they didn't have the Prestige toner, but this one is also very good. Here you can see how it looks. And what I basically do is to put some in my hands, this amount, and I just go in and try every time I'm applying something onto my face to drain my lymphatic system. So I try every time to just go under here and just massage a little bit, not too hard, and then I just pat into my skin, and now you can see it's a lot more shiny. And that was the toner. And moving on to the next product, this is actually the Dior Prestige Eye Serum, and the reason for that is because often when I use eye cream under my eyes when I am doing my makeup, I feel that my concealer, especially here in the eye corner, will crack when I have eye cream on, and therefore I use a eye serum in the daytime when I'm doing my makeup, and it helps to hydrate the areas around the eyes without being too thick. So here you can see how I do that, and I just go a little bit down here and then I just pat it and try to massage it into my skin, and same thing with my other eye. And now we have come to my face serum. I use the Capture Total Le Serum. This is a new reformulated serum from Dior, and the reason why I use this one compared to Dior Prestige is because I feel that Dior Prestige is more potent. And for me, in the daytime, I get very oily when I have very potent skincare on me. And I feel that this one doesn't make me that oily. And therefore I use Dior Capture Total. And this was actually advised to me when I had my Dior micro peeling and skin analysis. She advised me to use this one in the daytime and Dior Prestige on the nights. And that works very good for me. So what I basically do is to just pump in my hand. I use 4 pumps. This is just a mini size, so I think you will have enough if you use 2 pumps. And then I just... And also I pat it into my skin. And my skin is kind of like, I'm getting very red whenever I touch it. As you can see now, I am a little bit more red, but that's because of my circulation. Here you can see the serum, what it looks like. So now we have done the serum. Let's move on to the cream. Same with this one, I don't use the Dior Prestige cream here. I use the Capture Total Cell Energy cream. As you can see, it is also a sample size and I need to get a new one very soon. And here I just take amount and try to get it even, at least. And also I try to do circular motions when I do that, because then you get the maximum circulation. So here you can see my skin. It is very hydrated now and it feels very good. It doesn't feel itchy, it doesn't feel tight, which is also very good. Let's move on to the lips. This is the GRWM Super Lips, and this one I have used it since I was 14 years old, I think. It is a very good lip balm. Here you can see how it looks. And now over to one of the most important part of my skincare routine. This sunscreen, I haven't actually used it for a long time. I have just bought it, but I have tried it a handful of times. And I have to say that I really like it because of my combination skin. This doesn't make me oily in my T-zone, which is very good. And this is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen in SPF 30. I also want to get it in 50, but they didn't have it, but it is very good. And to measure the right amount of sunscreen for your face and also for your neck area, I always take that rule from TikTok, 2 finger lengths. So here you can see how much I apply, and then I just try to evenly spread it and go over. So now it is applied to my neck and also to my face, and as you can see, it isn't leaving any white cast or anything, and that's what I love about it, because you can really feel that the sunscreen is going into your skin very fast compared to the ones that are white. And I feel that I look better with this one. So yeah, I really like it, and I don't feel oily because this one is also oil free, which is also very good. And now over to my brows. Now I haven't laminated my brows in, I think it is 2 months since I last laminated my brows. So I have to find another brow artist here in Paris, but it has been hard. I don't know where I should go because I'm very picky with my brows. I don't want them to get ruined or anything like that. So I haven't pulled the trigger on a brow artist here yet. If you have any suggestions on where I should go, leave them in the comments, because it is very hard to find another brow artist here that also speaks English. So yeah. But still, I use this. This is the HD Brows. This is the conditioner serum. And the reason why I use this one is because when you laminate your brows or color them, it is a chemical process. And for my brows to be more healthy and for my brows to get the nutrition that they need after such a chemical process, they need nutrition, and this one is full of nutrition. It was actually my brow artist who tips me about this one. And this also helps my brow to stay a little bit in place whenever I'm not wearing makeup. And here you can see I'm just combing my brows with it. Now it is applied. And before I do anything more, I like to set my face. I don't know if this is necessarily, but I do it, and I feel that I feel the difference. So this is just the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray, and I just use it like this. And now that one is also applied. And after that I go in with a primer. Sometimes I just use this one as a primer, but now since it is so hot, I have to use a primer because otherwise my face will just melt down. Then I go in with this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is just the travel size, but I have to get the big size because I really like this one. Before I use this one, I use the Charlotte Tilbury one. This is the Invisible UV Flawless Poreless Primer. This one is making you a little bit more shiny. And also I feel that my makeup doesn't have the best grip on this one because it is just a shiny primer. And also I feel that for my pores it doesn't do that much. So therefore, especially in the summer times, I use this one because in the summertime I'm sweating a lot and then my makeup will just melt, and for that I think this one is good. And in the winter time I tend to use this one because I like to feel a little bit more shiny in the winter time. I don't want to be too matte, so then for that this one is also very good. But we are taking this one today. Here is the amount that I use. This is just a pea-sized amount. I dab it into my skin, and it is very important for me to get it in the T-zone because it is the worst in my T-zone for my makeup to move. So that was my skincare routine, and let's move on to makeup. Okay, so this is going to be hard because I never do my makeup in front of a camera, but I will try my best. And I'm not an expert on makeup, so don't come for me if I do something wrong. This is just what works for me and my skin. So the first thing that I start with is my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This is almost empty, but I have another one in hand already, so I'm covered. What I basically do, I know this feels a little bit wrong or nasty in some type of way because I'm pumping it in my hand, but I feel that it melts better into my skin when I'm doing that. And so I'm pumping 2 pumps on my hand. And this is the shade 1 Neutral, as you can see here, and it works perfectly for me. So what I do is just warming it up a little bit with my hand and try to get it as evenly as I can, and we'll try to smudge it out. It looks horrible now, but it will be better very soon. And when it is like this, as it is now, I usually go in with my beauty blender. I just try to blend it even more, and especially here in the hair area. And by the way, I washed my beauty blender before this. I wash it every day with soap and everything, so it's damp. And I use 3 beauty blenders. This one I use it for foundation and concealer. This one I use it for contour, and this one I use it for powder. I use the Fenty Beauty matchstick. This is in amber, but it is sold out everywhere. And I have tried to get other type of contours, but none of them in my shade. So therefore I need to use a brush to get the excess amount out of my contour. But what I basically do is just try to get the contour as high as I can, like this for example. And also in my forehead. And I also take a little bit on my eyes to get that snatched look, and also in my jawline and a little bit on my nose, but not that much. And then I will just basically go in with my damp beauty blender and over to my jawline. So now the contour is blended. I don't want my contour to show that much, so therefore I blend it a lot. And I also use my Milk bronzing stick. So here is the stick. So here you can see how it looks with the bronzing stick and the contour. And after that I go in with my blush. This is from a Norwegian brand. This is Natalie by Anniken Jørgensen, and this is in the shade Bloomy, as you can see here. And here is the back of it. And this is quite a deep blush shade, but I really like it, and I feel that it gives me that natural blush. And then I just use my fingers to warm it a little bit up, and then I just apply it. And with this one I also use the same beauty blender. And then I will go over with my concealer. This is the beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer in the shade Fair. I normally use the shade 2, but they didn't have it, so I tried the shade 1. So what I do, I just go in on the spots where I have some scars from my blemishes and a little bit under my eyes, and I always use my concealer to just create that snatched look. So now the concealer has set a little bit, and then I will try to blend it out, and then I start with my spots. And here it is very important not to leave that much product in my crease, because then it will crease around my nose and I don't want that. And when it comes to under my eyes, I don't like to get it too high up on my eyes, because then you will see all my creases and everything, and then I will look older. So what I normally do is just try to blend it out, and therefore I don't use that much concealer under my eyes, because I don't want to look older and get the concealer in my fine lines. So here is when the concealer is applied and blended out. And then I go normally in with my Dior bronzer. This is the Dior Forever Natural Bronze, and this is in the shade 05 Warm Bronze, as you can see here. And then I just go in and enhance my snatched look. I like to apply my bronzer here and here and here, basically where the sun will naturally hit, and blend out my neckline. And I also use my brush from Dior. This is the 14 brush, which is also very good to apply bronzer on, because it has this shape. And of course all these products are linked below, so you can find them there if you want to check them out. And yeah, now let's move on to even more blush. I use this Chanel blush. This is in the shade 320 Rouge Profonde. This is the blush that I always use. And then I go in with my Kat Von D brush. This is the 20 brush. So here you can see how it is. And then I will just apply it on here and a little bit here. So that was the blush. And now I usually go in and contour my eyelids, or I lay some eyeshadow kinda on my eyelids. And the thing that works the best for me is to combine some shades. So for that I use my bronzer to get that same shade that I have. The other thing that I use is this is very used. This is the Urban Decay Double Down Brow. The reason why I use this one is because it has cooler shades which matches my features more than, for example, bronzers, and therefore I get a cooler kind of bronzing look on my eyelids. And then I just use this brush. This is kind of like a big brush, and on this side you have more like a smaller brush, but I like to use this side. So the first thing that I go in with is my bronzer, and then I will apply it on my global line. My global line is where my eye kind of meets, and I also have hooded eyes, but I try to take it a little bit more out so I don't have that noticeable hooded eyes, if that makes any sense. But then I will just try to also drag up a little bit, and then I will go in with this one, and I use both shades because they are quite similar. And here you can see the difference. This side is with the eye contour and this one is without, and you can see immediately how much this one lifts my eye compared to this one, who kind of drags my eye a little bit down because of my eye shape. And then I would just go in and blend this one a little bit more because I don't want it to be too harsh. And then both eyelids are done, and now I go in with a wet Q-tip to remove the makeup from my eyebrows. And then I go in with this Dior Show Onset Brow, and this is in the shade 32. Here you can see how it looks, because I don't like when my brows are too harsh, and I feel that when I have my brows laminated, I feel that this one gives me the best result. And so what I usually do, because I don't want to get any harsh lines, I just dab a little bit off here. And now it is a little bit dry, and then I start with my brows, and then I just comb them upwards. in the shape that I want them. And on the wing here on my brow, I usually take it down because I don't want to have those kind of clown brow. And that was the first brow. This is normally my good brow. I hate this one because it always gives me a better look than this one. And I like the shape of this one better, even though they are kind of similar, but it doesn't work out for me. It has always been a problem with this brow since I started doing my makeup, so I don't know. And then I just do the same process with trying to make it even. And as you can see, I'm missing a few hairs here. So then I normally go in with a pen. I don't know which brand this is because all the branding is gone. So I don't know. After that, I go in and shape my brows a little bit, especially underneath. And usually around now I give up because my brows will never be the same. But yeah, I like to have them a little bit natural to make my eyes look a little bit more snatched. I like to go in with this type of brush, and this is the Dior brush in the size 24, so it's quite sharp. I think this is meant to be used as a eyeliner brush. And I also use it kind of like an eyeliner brush, and then I go in with the same shade, and then I will just create this small wing, as you can see here. Now it kind of looks a little bit weird, but I will blend it out so then it won't be that noticeable. And the same with this one. So here you can see the wings, and now I have applied it, and then I will go in with this one with the same shade. I will try to buff it a little bit out, but not too much. And then I use my Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. This is in the shade Fair, and here you can see the setting powder. It is kind of a little bit white, and I don't use that much because I just want to set my makeup under my eyes and on my nose and here and here. And you can see that right away it lifts my face. I don't like those harsh lines, so then I will always go over with a brush and just makes it a little bit more softer. And now let's move on to the eyes. I use this Dior eyelash curler. I know it isn't the best thing to do, but I have very straight eyelashes, so therefore not to look that tired. And then I go in with my Dior Show Iconic Overcurl. This is my must-have mascara. I love it so much, and I will also link everything below, so don't forget that. So here is the mascara bond. On the warm days, I don't use that much mascara because I look like a raccoon because I'm getting sweaty, and since I have hooded eyes and my eyelashes are very close to my crease, and therefore I tend to look like a raccoon because they get wet and then they will transfer underneath. So I will just apply a minimum amount, just like this. So here is the mascara on, and then I normally go in with a little bit more bronzer and a little bit highlighter. This has been my must-have highlighter since 2014, I think. And this is the MAC highlighter, and this is called Soft and Gentle. And just look at this gorgeous shade. It is so beautiful. And then I go in with just a flat brush and go in here and under my eyebrows to lift them a little bit. I don't apply it on my nose or on my forehead or here. That's because I get oily in those areas and I don't want to look even more shiny when I'm sweating. So therefore I don't apply it there. And I don't want to enhance those areas because you enhance everything with highlighter. And one of the last things that I do is to apply a clear brow gel. This is from Anastasia, and this is just a clear brow gel. Here is the spoolie. And after that I go in with my favorite lipstick. This is from Chanel, and this is the Rouge Coco Bomb. This is in the shade 914, Natural Charm. This is my go-to lipstick. I use it every day. I cannot live without it because it is so good. And here you can see how it looks there. I think it is just the perfect shade for me. because it isn't too dark and it isn't too noticeable, but it is just so good, and it also makes my lips more hydrated throughout the day. My lips tend to dehydrate over the day, but this one is just a perfect lifesaver. Lastly, I go over with my setting spray, the same setting spray that I used earlier, and I use a lot just to be sure that my makeup stick. And I just quite recently bought this one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, and I used this one in the video where you guys were so nice and commented that my makeup was so beautiful. I use this one not when it is so hot, because I feel that when it is so hot I get that same type of glow and also that dewy look, so therefore I didn't apply this one. But if I was to use this one today, I would have used it before I put my foundation on, which is my first kind of makeup step after primer and setting spray. So if you want to use this one, I would strongly suggest you to use it before foundation, and then it will shine beautifully under your foundation, because it will show after you apply your foundation, especially if you don't have a full coverage foundation like the Beautiful Skin. And if you have a full coverage foundation, you can also mix this one in your foundation to get that dewy look. And yeah, now I am done. This was my makeup routine, and this is the makeup routine that I normally do every day when I want to look a little bit more extra. Normally I don't go so long with, for example, my brows and also having mascara on. If I'm going out and doing some errands, I just drop the mascara and also the eyebrows a little bit, and then I'm good to go. I'm not an expert, so don't come for me. This is just what I think works the best for me. So that was the Get Ready With Me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. And also all the products that I have used is linked below, so you can check them out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're not done watching me yet, here is another video, and goodbye.